try it, don't know
Yep.
where it's going, I was told not to do that.
Okay, a motion to enter,
I'll make a motion to enter the correspondence into the file.
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Okay, table case one, case P 6 24. Chad Swan, Badger Row requests a special approval use to allow a tiny home as principal dwelling on a parcel. Property is located at 3577 Alcajon Beach Road. Parcel number 018-120-000-003-00 in a waterfront residential WR zone district. Need a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Do we have a representative of the owner? You wanna,
Thank you for having me here tonight, and for considering our approval. I think I've been working with your, planning supervisor, Nathan Skibby, since last summer to make sure that you guys had all the requested information on our behalf for our special use permit. And so I have nothing to add. I just wanted to be here in case there were any questions. So just thank you for considering our request.
Are you Chad?
I am. That's right.
Okay,
Yep, I'm
thank you.
sorry. I should have
No,
said that.
you're
I'm
fine.
Chad Swan Badger. Yep.
Nice to
I'm-
meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
No questions under the board.
I don't have any.
we had one email that urges us not to approve this. And, Roger and Denise Rinker. You said something about the height of the building?
Yep, the height will be 12 feet.
12 feet. Okay. Okay, and according to our finding of fact from Mr. Dool, it meets all the criteria for a tiny home.
Yes.
Any questions for him? No? Okay, so. Pretty easy. We have a motion we can make a motion to approve. Yes. Oh, we gotta close the meeting.
But
I'm
there's a
sorry.
gentleman back there.
There's a-
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Please.
Sure, yes, please.
I'm Joseph Reesner. I live on the other side of the property. I don't have any problems with it. I mean, the property hasn't been developed and, I've lived there 7 years. The poor thing's been a swamp and if someone wants to improve it, I think it's good for the neighborhood. Just give my support to it.
Okay,
Just wanted to not say everybody's negative or another,
okay.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
And then part of your pre-work, you had the Eagle
Mhm.
reviewed it and
And they said the
Didn't-
property was.
they didn't
appropriate,
find
but-
any
That's right.
problems. Okay.
Nope.
Okay,
Great. Thank you so much.
motion to,
Might want to-
okay, go ahead.
Question. This done from Eagle here?
Yep.
Was done in 20?
No, they just did that just this last fall. So what you might be looking at is perhaps, that was when we purchased the property, was in 20.
Oh,
And so that was part of the purchase.
Well, it says
packet.
up where the septic should go.
That's right. They did that when we originally purchased the property. We had a perk test done to make sure that the property was appropriate for building. Yep.
And that's part of the approval. Is the health department has to approve the septic.
That's right. Yep. And that was all
Yes.
approved as well. Yep.
Okay, any other questions?
No.
Oh, I'm in rush on.
I'd like to make a motion to approve special land use for the construction of a tiny home located on Silver Lane.
Nope.
No.
No, not this
Wrong
one. I'm sorry, what is it called?
Elka John.
Elka John, I'm sorry.
Support.
Okay, Lynn.
Want me to read it?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, so Roxanne Brown made a motion to approve the special land use for the construction of a tiny home located at 35 Oak Garden Beach Road, and that was supported by Norm Foley. And we do roll call vote, Roxanne,
Yes.
Tom,
Yes.
Nora,
Yes.
Michelle,
Yes.
and motion passed. And there's a copy of your case right up here, Chad, right towards Michelle, and, say your name on it.
This application.
Yep, and you can stick around or you can leave.
Okay, I thank you so much for your time. I really
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Thank
so
you.
much.
Okay, case 2.
We never.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, but.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't close it on this case. Is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
make sure you.
I thought we did.
We'll do it on the next one.
Okay, all right. All right, case P 1 25 Jane McCoy requests special approval use to allow a tiny home as a principal dwelling on parcel property. Property is located on Silver City Lane Road, parcel number 012-008-000-251-00. Is a one-family residential R1 zone district. Motion to open public.
I'll make a motion to open the public hearing.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, do we have a representative from the owner? You are, John? Okay, could you please?
Becky, 150 Long Weapons Road. What do you want to know? I mean,
We just want to know that you're available to answer questions if we have any.
do you have any questions?
Thank you, sir.
Okay, evidently, we don't have anybody here that opposes it, and we got a letter from Louis Hoppy, and Catherine Hoppy, who are adjacent property owners, are in support of this, tiny home.
Those findings.
Oh, yeah, Rick Dool's findings were
All acceptable.
all acceptable. Okay, go ahead.
I just think it's pretty awesome. You're gonna put a tiny house on that nice big piece of property. You're gonna have a lot of space there. Your daughter's gonna enjoy it.
Oh.
Is it your sister?
It's my sister's,
Okay,
but she has, well, 140 plus another 15, 20 acres adjacent. He's gonna put it in the middle of it. She'll stay there a week a year. You know, it's just a place to stay out of the rain.
that's good.
She lives in Idaho and her family's in Idaho. But she's owned that since mid-70s.
Well, that's pretty much Nowakusky.
It's part of the family
yeah,
property.
yeah.
When one of our aunts sold, Mark bought some, she bought some.
And even your kids are coming back there and settling.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Couldn't wait to get away.
We're good. No more questions for John?
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
Support.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Or all opposed? Approved. Okay, Len. Oh,
Now I'll make a
No.
motion to approve the special land use for the construction of a tiny home located on Silver City Lane in Alpena, Michigan.
Support.
When you roll call there. That's perfect.
Thanks.
All right, Roxanne,
Yes.
Tom,
yes.
Norm,
Yes.
Michelle.
Yes,
Okay, motion passed.
thank you.
You guys want that application? You can take it and give it to your sister or Lincoln send it to her, however you want to do it, John. Okay. Okay. And you are welcome to stay and listen, or you can whatever.
Head on out.
Take care of that- take care of that wing.
Heal,
Yeah, be
heal up,
good.
John.
Be careful out there. Thanks, gentlemen.
Nice to
Appreciate you
s-
coming
Nice to
in.
see you, Mark.
It might be-
Nice to see you, John.
We've had-
I see Tommy once in a while. I just don't see you.
He's working on that.
I know he is, but I see him once in a while.
So I'm Nemcog. I'm Heather.
Okay, good.
I don't know if you have questions for me before we look at the survey questions, or you understand what we're doing or not. You guys have decided to enter into a county mega master plan. I don't know if you were part of it in years past or not. I went through it with Denise today. Basically, the survey goes countywide. We will filter out each township. We'll ask where people live when they take the survey questions. You guys will come up with a bunch of questions. Each township will, the city will, the county will, and we'll put them all together. If they're duplicate questions, great. We know we want those on the plan. If they're specific to a certain township, we'll figure out how we're include that. The only things that will be separate in the plan are your goals and objectives in your future land use. All the background chapters, like your natural resources, your community services, I mean, they're pretty much shared throughout the county. If something's specific where, yes, Lake Huron's on these townships, we're gonna feature that. But otherwise, it'll be pretty comprehensive of everything. I mean, you guys are a pretty big county that's intertwined. I wish Otsego County would do this. It would be very helpful because their county future land use does not match the townships at all. Yes.
Has the dust been settled on who is going to be in this?
I believe we've got all townships on board, the city and the county at the
Oh,
moment.
really?
Wonderful.
Oh,
Yes,
Nice.
yes, I believe so. I could be incorrect because I'm not sure every township
well,
in your
that's
county.
better than it was.
Yeah, it's, she was reaching out to Wilson Township, is that one? In
Yep.
Green, today she
Wilson.
sent emails. Sanborn. I honestly believe she said this morning, we have all of them. And pardon my mind, we have 36 master plans, including one mega Alpena plan that are partially, yours is partially funded through the Mishta grant, but the other 35 are completely funded through Mishta. Your mega Alpena plan is literally the whole county, all your townships. So I don't know how many townships that is. Let's just say 8.
Yeah.
Add that to the 36, you know, we're at 44 master plans, and that's not our other master plans on our list that.
So you don't know us specific.
No,
Teasing.
no.
What did you bring notes? No, I'm totally kidding.
Did
I can't even understand our master plan. So,
My husband bought me it for Christmas. It's awesome. It's electronic notebook. Your like survey questions I have on here for every community, and I can literally
Oh,
and
nice.
send it to my email or send it to the girl that's helping me. And just boom, God, I only say that because my husband was supervisor and I remember the notebooks, and he bought me this because I had 16 notebooks going for 32 communities. And I didn't know what notebook was what anymore. I'm like,
Yeah.
this is insanity.
so my question on the survey
Yes.
is, why would, I mean, obviously, we have a bigger township, so I can see that, but why would our survey questions differ from Sanborn Township? I'm just picking one. 'cause
They
I
may
thought of
not.
it. Okay, I guess what's a best practice when it comes to these surveys? Cause this is my first
Yep.
time having these conversations, so
No, you're
I'm
fine.
looking at why reinvent the wheel? We're already coming together as a mega
Yep.
church, if you will.
Yep.
Why wouldn't, if this is an electronic survey, which I'm assuming,
Yep.
why wouldn't it just filter into where I put my address to make it make sense? So that, like, Long Rapids Township has no Lake Huron frontage, right? But Alpena Township obviously does. So if I put in my Long Rapids address, it's not gonna ask me about the frontage usage questions that would be in this survey.
The answer to that question is a Survey Monkey.
Oh, it's Survey Monkey.
We use is not that intelligent.
Enough said,
Okay.
enough said. Thank you.
And these questions are all of the questions NEMCOG has asked communities since getting their subscription to Survey Monkey in
Okay,
like the last 10, 15 years. I've had 2 surgeries in the last 4 months, and while I was out recovering, I just sat on Survey Monkey and copied questions and made a Word document. So I'm like, if we're going to all these communities and they have no idea what kind of question to ask,
Right,
they might as well have a suggestion in front of them.
yep, okay,
And then we went through and just made simple check boxes so we can fly through these questions to be like, yep, that applies. No, that doesn't.
yep,
And boom, boom, boom. 15 minutes from now, we should have, 25, 30, 40 questions that you guys think is good. We're gonna then bring all townships together in the county and the city with like a representative from the planning commission and a board, maybe. Depends on what each community wants to do and finalize that survey.
Great.
That's probably the end of February, by the time I get through all of,
push it to March.
thank you. You're my 5th community this month,
Okay, cool.
so super fun.
So, and then it's multiple sections to the survey as well. Okay, I just wanted to make sure you weren't saying, these are public safety questions. You want to throw those in there? Okay.
No, and there, maybe you don't want to ask any public safety. I know some communities want to look harder at rec. That's fine. They may come up with more rec suggestions that they want on there. And
Okay.
we can start literally on page 1. The one thing I did change, and I'll just show you real quick. I don't know if you need me on the microphone or not, for recording purposes, I'm pretty loud. Denise had sent your copy out before I did this. I took 1, 2, and 3, and I just made it a table.
Oh,
So
perfect,
it literally asks the members of your household, what their age group is. and
Right.
that
perfect.
It just covers that, so that you guys know how, otherwise, every other question should be the same.
Great.
But I'm like, that is just something I've done in probably every single survey we've had so far, and it's just smarter to change it on there.
Just to clarify, completely anonymous.
Yes.
I know that's not.
And we did a joint recreation plan. I
Yep.
guess it wasn't everybody though. It wasn't all the townships.
I don't think-
It was quite a few.
Yeah, it was quite a few, but I don't
in
think
the
she was
cities
able to
that
get
were
all of them.
involved in that,
Yeah.
So.
So we might not have to ask heavy rec questions. I don't know how long ago that was. I can't remember.
It's just
This
last year.
Okay, that's what I thought. You guys were on that group that just went through. Okay, so we'll ask question 1. 2 and 3, I think we have to ask some version of that, and we'll have to include the townships in there. Those are suggested answers, but we'll have to include the townships or the cities so that we can be able to filter out responses if we need to.
Okay.
Make sense? Do you care how long somebody's lived here?
I mean, this is for homeowners, correct? Property owners?
No.
Anyone who lives in the township?
Mhm. Lives or owns property in the township.
How are they gonna get this? How's this, how are they gonna be able to get to this?
So we will make some kind of flyer that has a QR code and a web link. You can post it on your website. We won't get it probably in assessment notices, like just to be on the assessment notice to say, hey, we are doing a survey. But you can get it on Facebook pages. We'll put it in newspapers. We really rely heavily on word of mouth on these, because we're not at a tax bill time or an election time where you can just, have it posted on a door that people are going to see it. A lot of communities have went to sporting events, and being that this is going to be like a county-wide plan, that might not be a bad thing to hit a band concert or something this spring. I have no idea what goes on, wrestling will probably be quite a bit over, basketball will be just about over. But I know Roscommon did that. They went to a basketball game and they just stood there with an iPad. If people didn't want to take a flyer, and said, we'll take 2 minutes and just do this. And they got like over 100 surveys that night alone. Otsego County couldn't get anybody to respond to the rec plan. So Nico went to a couple basketball games. One of our guys just showed up to a couple basketball games, passed out flyers, did the same thing with his phone, just because you have to get some kind of response. A lot of times you don't end up with your people who aren't here year round.
Young people, we don't get enough response from younger people. I
And-
mean, I understand.
And that's
that it's-
everybody
yeah.
thinks that you're not gonna get, and I don't want to be age discriminatory at all, but they don't think you're gonna get you guys' age group.
Yeah.
You guys are the ones that answer the survey.
Yeah.
people my age
Can
and
we
younger
incentivize
don't.
for replying to the survey or no?
That's kind of up to you.
Okay.
We don't have anything
Oh, but it's
against.
anonymous, so how would?
Yeah, it's completely anonymous, so it doesn't really,
I think that the how long you've owned the property would be valuable to know from a. Who's just sitting here and sitting on the land, no offense, Tom and Norm, but. You guys you've lived in the area for a long time, are you moving in and wanting change, are you, I would look at it from that correlation. Standpoint, is it we're trying to effectively make change, or is it, we're here because we've been here for.
no, I think that's
Years.
I think that's a
So
good
I think
reason
that's a
behind it.
valid question
Okay.
to have that there.
Yeah, especially when you get into like development questions and
Yeah.
if you can filter out the people who've been here over 20 years, if they're all against any new development, then you know it's your people that don't want.
We know
to
we need to convince. to
Right.
Develop.
Yep.
Mhm.
But we need that's why we need diversity in this,
Yep.
because there's, housing is
Housing is
Crazy.
a
terrible.
crisis, yeah.
Yes. I-
We could have places where all those, your things, their iPad or their notebook or their tablet or whatever
Yeah.
somewhere, and it's a place to go do that and stand.
I think
And
it's a
even-
coordinated effort with the whole
Yeah, I
thing,
think
but I'm
so.
thinking, I was just gonna write down senior citizen centers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to the chamber meetings, go to,
Mhm.
and I mean, I know Alpena Chamber, I don't know if like Osneek Chamber.
Get it in
that
the
kind of thing is
school
active.
newsletters, get it on the school website.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you want to get the younger people, the parents involved and literally put out there, hey, it's a 5-minute survey while you're sitting and watching the boring band concert that you don't want to be at, or the basketball game and your team is losing by 50. Take the survey, because it is the people that are 40, 50 age group that you want, 30, 40, 50,
Yeah,
the ones raising kids. No, you're fine.
Would it be something that would, like, QR code, we got some there in the admin.
Oh, 100%. We can definitely put a QR code and then I will develop a flyer that has the code right on it. So you guys can put it wherever you want. We can put it in the newspaper for you. That's not a problem. You can get it on the newspaper or on the news stations. I don't care what you do with it. The more you put it out there, the more people are gonna see it.
Like, we could put it on the country's website, we
Mhm.
could all share the QR codes with our own Facebook or Instagram or whatever, but for the people who
Don't do those things.
Well, there-
don't do that, who get the newspaper, but also maybe they just
Yeah.
put that QR code on their online article as well, so.
Yeah.
Like the print newspaper, you can scan online, but if you do this.
I can't imagine the news is, overwhelmed with things to post.
100% not.
Yeah.
She
so-
literally came to Lewiston and interviewed me
That
last
can
month.
also pick one up here.
Oh,
and fill
yeah,
it out.
we'll get a paper copy. So, all the townships, the city will have a paper copy of the survey for anybody that doesn't have internet access. And it won't be, I don't know if you've seen them in years past. We used to just print out the PDF from Survey Monkey. We don't do that anymore. We make it a nice Word document that's tables and hopefully it's a few pages because it is a bigger survey. Obviously, it's a bigger community. But I've had them as small as a front and back. It just looks nice because it's easier for somebody to take. They're not overwhelmed with that 17 pages of PDF.
They're like, oh,
Makes
forget
sense.
this. I don't have time to fill out all of this.
Yes.
yeah, especially, yeah, I agree, it's just so hard to.
Yep.
I mean, voting and everything.
Yeah.
is-
Yep.
a lot of times
I'll
they-
get surveys in the mail and it's like 12 pages. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
No,
You know,
so as simple as we can
one
make it,
page,
as clear
I'll
as
fill
we
it
can
out.
make it, that's what we're going for.
Easy.
Right.
It's gotta
Yes.
be easy too.
Yep, easy is exactly the point. Just
Can't be
click
too long
box.
because they don't have a long attention span like us old folks do.
Yeah, because we have nothing.
Okay, so number 5 or 6, I don't know if you wanna go down that rabbit hole.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
Okay,
I think 7, yes. 8, yes. 9, I think, I think that's just good data to have. How do you find out what's going on? Like,
Exactly.
Who's
Are you
using
still
what
buying a
resources?
newspaper?
Yeah. I think the questions that I was looking at, especially from like an online, and I do a lot of surveys I build and reply to. If I've got to put words into an answer, I'm not answering that question. So like, does the municipality offer, oh, I didn't see enough. Does it, like, some of them might say, I don't even know, that
Mhm.
kind of thing, and page or questions 24 and 25 there.
Where did you get to 24 and 25?
On
Page 3.
page
On the
3.
natural.
Oh,
resource
okay,
parks.
I'm
Yep.
like,
Yeah, I'm skipping ahead
You're
because
ahead.
you're right.
all of these I think are great questions to be answered. But I guess maybe it's for this conversation, is this the right time to ask these questions?
Well, and those are like, you're on natural resource questions.
Yeah,
So how many of those do you want to ask, seeing as you guys just did your rec plan?
well, that's just it. And if we're gonna push this survey harder than we pushed our rec plan survey, which was done through the mail, I believe is what that was done.
That was electronic too, I think.
Was it electronic? I don't remember even.
Yeah, you had to go online to do it, I believe.
Okay, but if we push this more, there's gonna be people that are probably gonna give their input on a rec plan that we're not touching for how many every year?
Well, we also did the monkey survey, I think back in 16 or 18. I got it at home. And it was kind of similar to this, but it was monkey survey.
So page 2 and 3 is pretty much about,
Recreation.
Recreation,
yeah. Well, you got some solar and,
Yep, there's solar.
because that's becoming a.
That's becoming a
real-
major problem.
Yeah.
Yes,
I said problem, I'm not supposed to say that.
yes.
Yep,
yeah,
mhm.
Yeah, because it's solar is going on agricultural land, that's become
A hot topic.
hot topic, yes,
Mhm.
exactly,
The people aren't very happy. with.
no.
Okay, so let's backtrack 1 second. Do we want to do 1 through 14 on page 2? Do we feel any need of those questions? Sorry, my nose is running.
I guess I don't have a problem having those in there, I mean,
Okay.
it's good information, I don't know. Not everything might not, filter into the master plan, but it's good information.
Okay. I'm just gonna put you're not opposed to any of those, so.
no,
So if other townships pick them out or the city or whatever, we can go, yeah, it's all good, you're not opposed to them, so. As in.
in there, you mean, or the answer?
13, 14, and 15,
Well, and I-
actually.
And I think that goes with 15 too, like,
Yep.
well, okay, if you want it, yes or no, why do you not want it, yes or no?
Right.
Like,
Yep.
what are your reasonings? Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
I'm just checking my boxes.
Mm-hmm. So 16 through 25, any that you're like, yes, that needs to be on there.
Okay,
I like
16 over
20.
The last, what, we have it blank, 10 years, 5 years?
It's usually 5 years.
Okay.
yeah, that's what I
All
would
right.
think.
Yeah,
That's fine. We are fortunate, a lot of service clubs are adopting parks and things like that, so that's very.
Good.
Because, I mean, there's not, I know township doesn't have any extra money to,
Mm-hmm.
I think all those questions are very,
Yeah.
I think they're necessary. Disagree with me if anyone wants to, I mean, I'm just saying. Again, I think that, and it's so like how would you rate, would you have like a scale, like a 1 to 10? Scale
We
on there?
usually do like excellent, good,
Okay,
4.
it's like a button, radio
Yep,
button, okay,
yep.
perfect. People are
Right,
filling
like we'll actually list to each park, that sometimes we'll use a blank box only on those, but we'll list each park or each facility and then give them the option to put a comment versus just a broad statement of what facility, and then they can list, that way you don't end up with like a 3-page answer. You end up with, hey, I've been to this playground and these steps need to be repaired. We did it in the city of Sheboygan and it worked really well that way. They have like 7 parks. I would not have thought they had 7. Yep, yep.
Cool.
So. I guess. 13, 25, the amount of survey.
Yeah, I think that's what we.
Yes.
Yep.
And if we, and then you'll have to figure out answers for like 17 through,
Yeah, we'll pull them out of your rec plan
Yeah.
probably.
yeah.
Transportation,
Okay, so this is where my question came into
Yep.
play. We don't have township regulated transportation. Is this more focused on the roads? And, I mean, can we just put on there? Are you okay with the roundabout starting to be built July 4th?
100%. I mean, not they have
just throwing
any,
it out there.
yeah, at any time, but yeah, if you wanna ask that question and open that kettle of worms, go for it.
No, I don't, but
Okay.
it's fun to talk about.
Mhm.
But I guess I look at it as from a public transportation standpoint, we don't, from a township perspective, we have nothing.
Okay.
We're
Do
not
you pay into the
facilitating.
bus system at
I-
all?
That's a great question for
Do you pay into the county buses?
Skylar.
Okay.
I mean, it's a taxpayer funded
Yeah.
situation. But I guess what insight are we looking for from a township perspective?
You might not be at, that's what I mean, like, all these questions aren't gonna apply to you.
Okay,
That is more like Otsego County, that would be very pertinent for, because they have a bus system. The city of Gaylord would want to know those
Okay.
answers because people use it in the city.
okay,
We have dial ride, Thunder Bay Transit. I mean, dial ride, I know it's more expensive to ride it. There's areas of the township you can ride it, but it's more
Mhm.
expensive than riding it in the city, so the city must contribute more, I would assume. Yeah, so I don't know, that would be, I guess, something that,
Yeah. And they're more just like, how are people getting around is what you're trying to figure out. So if you need more motorized paths, non-motorized paths, sidewalks, what you're looking at there.
okay.
yeah.
So any of those that you feel you want to add, 1 through 8, I don't know if that they continue.
On 7 says, please rate the following transportation goals.
And those are just suggestions of goals. They may not be something that applies to you at all. And I would literally put like
I would.
important, not important, and then.
I
we're
think
just
we're gonna
checking,
get
right?
more opinions than,
Mhm.
more. Obviously, it's a survey, we want their opinion, but I think we're gonna get, I don't think 7 is a necessary question for
No,
us to ask.
I mean, and that's fine.
If that question was gonna be on there, would it just be? Like a ranking system there, however. many-
I would put not important and important,
Okay.
and those would be the only 2 answers I would want, because I've seen it done where it's like extremely important, moderately
Yeah.
important.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is so stupid.
Yes or
Unbelievable.
no?
It's either,
Is
yes,
or
thank
not.
you, which
Yeah.
is not. Oh,
Oh, like a
Yeah.
scale, like a 1,
Yeah, this is
2,
most
yeah, and that gets
important
very
to me.
confusing when they do that. They get confused. I've seen it done that way, and that it gets, they get confused, people, and we would take out things that don't apply at all, or add things that may apply. Again, these are suggested answers, but again, you
okay.
don't have to have it. There's
Okay.
I
no,
don't know what,
push.
I don't know how much are, like transportation, I don't know what, how much that's included in our master plan. I don't really,
right.
I mean, unfortunately, the master plan's written and it's not reviewed very often
Mhm.
or at all.
Really? I wonder why I have 36 communities doing it right now. 36 plus this one.
Unless,
I
unless
don't
you have some development that,
No, I don't know that there's anything special coming in to Alpena. Honestly, that's a Nico question. He's our transportation guy, if you don't know that already.
but it seems like if you don't have it in a master plan, like what's going on in DPI.
Yeah.
They're saying that, well, you didn't have this in the master plan. Well, they didn't know DPI was gonna close when they did their last update of the master plan.
Right.
So I'm just, so if somebody wants to come in here and do something and you're gonna say, somebody can say, no, that, you can't do that because it wasn't in your master plan.
Right. I don't think, so do you have any specific township roads that you're concerned with what you're saying right there happening? Do you have any unpaved township roads that, you know, is gonna be a big push through a big transportation route that isn't paved and, you know, people are riding bikes? If that is something that you may go after funding for, then you might want to ask that question or have it but you don't have to ask a survey question to put it in your master plan either.
Well, we have a couple short sections where we want to connect some bike paths,
Okay,
and we've got that in our rec. plan.
so you're covered.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as it's in the rec plan or the master plan to go after funding, you're good. And it doesn't have to be a survey question to put it in the plan.
Yes, because I work for MDOT, and a lot of times if there was some money in some
Mhm.
drawer that nobody knew,
Yep,
and they said, oh, well, does Alpena have a need for this? And we say, yeah, we have this project here.
Mhm.
But then.
it has to be in
it
the
has to
plan.
be,
Yep.
It can't be something you just.
It can't be something you just dreamt up. It
describe
has
out
to
here,
be.
Yeah,
So I mean, again, like I said, you don't have to ask a survey question, but think about that as we're going forward. Is there something road wise that you need to get some bike paths that you didn't completely cover in that rec plan?
or a bypass. We've been talking about bypasses for
Mhm.
since 1985 at least.
What about talking about Third Street in here? Question, yes or no? Extension of Third Street or completion of Third Street or whatever it's called. Third Street bypass.
Camera.
All right.
Is, I don't know, have you? I'm sure you've had people, yeah, well, I'm sure you've had people, address that with you, about that.
About it. We are looking to discuss that at a board meeting in the future. There's a date set for sure. There's more information needed, presentations that we're looking at doing. There would be a significant amount of communication happening before any legitimate vote on that would happen. But I think that, depending on what this is going on, if it's a valid question to ask, we'll get, is it an easy way to get responses, yes or no?
Mhm.
And what I was gonna say is, I think that in regards to the transportation one, I think that 2 through 6 and 8 are a valid question to ask, especially if our master plan, like the future land use, stuff like that would be a
Mhm.
plan with the town.
Yes.
Because addressing road concern, especially the third road concern, that's open up the door for future land use.
Yes,
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
I think that made it.
I mean, years ago, there was a plan to bypass, it was gonna go right down Genchar Road and come back up to 23. That was in the 80s, and then there was that, third, to Tamarack, that was another one that was,
Well, so I think that falls in line with this, as a resident, you approve a small assessment for improving municipal road, that would be a municipal road, that extension. And then if it came to it, let's say anything was supporting the millage for the road improvement, and again, falls into, are there any roads or intersections that you consider unsafe? This was all concerns that have been brought up regarding that. So, with that question, I'm specifically, I'm gonna ask these questions as well, and I'm gonna come up with.
I mean, that's, if you want something in here, say,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, we're not.
You guys.
No, and I think it's a good, I like having you here and your input as well, because again, we're taking this and we're gonna make one mega survey, one mega plan. We're just gonna make.
About
it.
improving.
Definitely propose to the city, they would probably have, as well,
Okay,
that ask them when you're going.
yes, Norm.
Improving our infrastructure with the new roads and new routes.
As a question, what do we,
Yeah, but would they like to see some new?
oh, you wanna ask that as a
Yeah,
question? Yeah,
Yeah. So that. I saw a study that was done and I was pretty impressed with that study 25 years ago and we've done nothing with it. It's done by your house.
We gotta go in line with question number 2 on there, so resident.
Mhm.
improve the small step. So one, we're not asking.
Are you talking, oh my God, I'm on the wrong page. I'm sorry. I was looking at this page going, what are you talking about? I just think we have such limited public transportation, like, I don't know that it's a value question.
I think that would be different if we still had that trolley service, and stuff like that going on.
Correct.
Right now, I think we're.
Or municipal taxi service, I mean, we have Dial-A-Ride, that's what we've got for public transportation,
There is a couple taxis, isn't there?
but they're not,
They're
they're not,
locally,
they're just
they're
owned, by
local
like, I could
owned.
own a taxi,
Yeah,
I don't
they're
care what
privately
the
owned,
voters
they're not-
think,
Yeah.
no,
right.
We're gonna
Okay,
ask
that's fine.
question 2,
yep,
3,
yes,
4,
yes,
5.
yes, I think that's
Yes.
kind of goes hand in
Yes.
hand with the expansion, yes, 6, yes.
7, we're gonna skip that because it would be.
It's just gonna get too many chaotic,
And then.
Right. Yes.
yes.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to speak.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
And then, was there any extra questions?
Well, we wanted to ask about the bypass, the Third Street Tamarack thing.
But
Is there a separate question for that, or you would kind of roll that in? Could you say as a resident with a small assessment, blah, 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 and then put in there? like,
Is this,
example?
I'm just gathering because I don't know all the background on this, but this is going under like intersections or roads that are unsafe?
This would, I
Or-
think, be an
Then you
additional
can add
question.
class.
Okay, it just hits, okay, so,
Say, how do you feel about this?
right,
And
so
you
we
know,
wanna,
box that would just-
But, and can we just keep it general and not pigeonhole it to Third and Tamarack and just say, would you support bypass throughout the township to better flow traffic and encourage economic growth?
Yeah,
I don't wanna pigeonhole it to Third and Tamarack when,
Mhm.
because then
There
if
might
you want to
be
do
something
something else,
different.
they're like, well, they never
Yeah.
said.
what if Walmart shuts down and we wanna put a road there?
Mhm. I wish there would have been service drives.
There was, I remember back in the day, there was supposed to be a service drive
Right.
next to Walmart, and then
Yeah.
Mr. Worth said, no, I'm making that different property, so,
Because that would have been nice
yeah.
to get to
remember
all
that
these businesses.
conversation.
Connect them, you know,
Yeah.
now you
think it's a
gotta
really
go
good
out
way
to
to
get
say it.
in.
Yeah, I would have it to better flow traffic and promote economic development.
oh, now we're on economic development.
And now we're on economic development, my favorite.
Are we going for these one by one?
Yep,
Yeah.
let's just, it's,
I'm just- my box.
no,
Yeah,
you're
check
fine.
Your box.
So-
Use your voice now,
Yeah,
because I'm looking at this. And I guess maybe I'm just stuck I'm on the zoning commission, like, I'm not responsible, I'm not in the economic development board.
Mhm.
But if, you know, support financial initiatives to attract and retain new jobs and businesses. From the zoning commission perspective, what am I, really doing besides approving somebody's building plan? But that's where, that's. where I
Well,
can-
I mean. Oh, this is
I
a
guess
hard,
planning
More like
falls under planning, doesn't it?
statement type stuff.
yeah, it's
Correct.
more
Yeah.
like
Would
tax
you-
statement.
Would you?
Yeah.
put them Building, like, ooh, let's just, you know.
And I say, we don't need to ask what type of new businesses would you like to see? Again, can of worms.
Yes.
Yep.
There'd be 100.
What type of businesses are missing in the downtown? If that's part of the master thing that I have a downtown or a city of Alpena address, that would pop up, right?
It's gonna pop up anyway, but.
I mean, that's the thing, is that if it's a giant master plan,
Mhm.
you know what I mean, then I think.
Well, and I mean, downtown businesses are gonna want to know what's missing, or the city is gonna wanna know what's missing from their downtown from everybody in the county.
Right,
county.
because it's for.
Because that's how
everybody.
they're supported.
Yep.
So,
I
you
get it.
know,
I get it.
Yep.
We're gonna. question one.
Yep.
yep,
Question 2, we're not gonna ask, or could you ask that in a way to like offer check boxes?
yeah, I can ask,
Like.
Retail,
yes,
Retail.
restaurants.
yep,
Okay,
repair
you
shop,
Generalize
yep,
that.
People are probably gonna call the boxes, but at least feel that-
Well, I don't wanna see, we need a better shoe store. We need a better, like,
Right, no,
Yeah.
there's a peanut gallery
Yeah.
situation.
You can streamline that. and
Yep.
make the Questions. Then 2 and 3 are yeses.
Mhm.
well, and what I'll do is
So
I
for-
will. We'll probably combine 2 and 3 to just, yeah,
Yeah.
make it generalized to all of,
And then for 4, would you do drop boxes too, or drop boxes and then leave a box for them?
drop boxes and an other if we didn't
Other.
cover everything. Do you have commercial districts, I'm assuming?
Yeah,
So
and
that-
we have social districts.
And we don't.
No,
We don't.
anymore.
I just wondered, I'm not familiar with some of the stuff.
Yeah, I don't think we need to ask the social district because that's already established.
Yeah.
So the one social district sliding of open alcohol within district boundary, we already have that, it's already established.
Okay,
So I don't think that that's a useful question in that.
what did we say about 5, just because,
Oh, sorry, oh, I don't have an opinion on that.
okay. So then we're on to.
The answer is yes, but I mean, you know, I bet everyone I think is gonna say that answer.
Alright, so are we asking that question? Yes or no?
Yeah,
Yes, we're not asking.
I don't think it's necessary. I don't understand 7.
Do
No, I
you
don't.
have municipal infrastructure? So do you have city or township owned water and sewer?
No.
Yes, in some areas, yeah.
Okay.
Not everywhere.
But that it's asking if it should extend beyond the municipal limits. This was a Gaylord and a Sheboygan question because they were city questions. And they wanted to know how far they should go in the townships if they should. When they were looking to upgrade. So that's where that question comes from. But if it doesn't really apply to you, we don't really have to ask it.
So this would be like, do you want us to bring city water out further 23 north to wherever?
Yep.
Yeah, those are.
Or extend this sewer system closer to here.
South where they extended the water.
Why can't we just ask, should our infrastructure be expanded?
You can,
I mean, that
yeah.
pretty well says yes or
Yeah.
no.
I mean, because it's not throughout your whole township, so it's not going beyond your limits.
Because we got
basically.
areas in our township, we're gonna eventually want to expand.
Mhm.
We're gonna want to go north, trying to go probably further west, not too much west, but we might be in another township or something. And south, we got potential to go further down. So
Yeah.
we could expand our infrastructure, water and sewer.
Mhm.
I think expansion, it should, do you feel we should expand municipality infrastructure? And then I think that almost. Oh, I guess that. Maybe takes care of 8 as well. Because if they're in the municipality, if you're looking at it from. I'm
Right,
looking at
this
it from
is-
an expansion standpoint,
Yeah,
if
whenever
we
you-
expand the municipality, they're gonna be part of it, so why would they have to pay? for
Right,
it?
this is more for
That's-
those people that
Yeah,
weren't.
that's,
That's if we were gonna sell our
Yeah.
water or whatever.
it'd be a different ball.
Yeah, so we're on to number 9 then. So we're skipping 6 and 8 just to keep you in the loop, in case you didn't know.
Thank you.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
9,
Definitely.
Yes,
We put something in there like, again, the thing, for example, extending water and sewer further than where our areas or something like that. so people have-
Right. right.
9, yes. And yes,
And okay, so 11 literally goes with that 2 and 3 question.
yep,
And in fact, I need to tell
but
30.
can we make the 2 and 3 question more general or does it have to be specific to downtown?
No, we can do it just as.
I would
and
say
it doesn't even
generalize
have-
it, then you can
It doesn't
eliminate
even have
11.
say downtown,
Okay,
and we'll just make, I really need to get rid of 11 and make it question 2 and 3, if that makes sense.
perfect, yep.
Mhm.
Mhm. I just didn't know if it needed to
Mhm.
specifically be.
So it would downtown, maybe community.
Yeah, community or county. Mhm. And 12, I think, yes,
Yeah,
that's very.
That's a good question, actually.
Mhm. I'm actually interested in the results of this survey.
Already.
Just knows.
If we can, yeah, if we can get enough participation.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like, again, I think it's what we all come together and, you
Yeah.
know, make our goal to get 50 surveys a piece or whatever.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, and
Absolutely.
okay, I love that you said that because Avery Township, which is right outside of Atlanta, little teeny tiny township, they have 700 taxpayers. I challenged them to get 100 surveys and like, we can't do that. Their clerk that just got hired in, she went door to door. She was calling me. How many do I have? How many do I have? 'Cause she's like, I am gonna get this. You're right. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to capture 100 people. They only had 212 people vote in their election in November. So I mean,
Wow.
that just shows you how good of a quality of what you got though. And that's, I like that you say 50 apiece because You guys aren't a little teeny tiny township of 700 taxpayers. You have much more people, residents, you know. Right.
50 different.
Yep.
Right.
Especially if they don't have to be homeowners. I mean, I know
Yeah,
a
just
lot of
taxpayers.
renters. I
Yep.
mean, more than anything.
Well, that's a resident taxpayer. So they don't have to be a
Right.
homeowner. They have to live here or pay taxes here,
Mhm.
Right.
or
Got it.
anywhere in the county, honestly. Because that's where we're going with it. Okay,
It
so,
could be hard.
yep,
5 years, you can't say,
you didn't do it.
yeah. You didn't use your input. We'll do that.
Correct.
Like, we're asking you, we're literally coming to your house and saying, hey, do this, because we wanna know what you can do.
Right.
We want to make this better, help us, help you.
Is there like a business expo or something again this year?
There is, but I think it's like October. I think it's later in the fall.
Oh, it is, okay.
But I can look at my list of things that we've got going on where we could maybe get a booth. You know, something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Community, I mean, I'm the chamber, I'm doing the chamber party this year again, so I can plug it there.
We
And
gotta
if-
listen to you again.
If it's ready by then. No, that's in February, so it might not be ready.
You're not gonna have it ready in January.
It wouldn't be ready February 13th either, right?
I don't believe I've met with all, no, because we haven't even formed this big group of
Okay,
people, like.
That's
you-
cool.
Cause you, I think Denise talked to you about having 2
That's
reps or
February
2 people.
Chamber dinner.
So like, we don't even know who those people are at this point. Or
We've
need
got enough
for it.
events going on in the springtime though, that we can get a plug and we can get a flyer.
yeah.
out and, You know, that I can get on the, I'm on the chamber board, so we can throw the flyers on for Good Morning Alpinas and Good Midday
Yeah.
Alpinas. and-
Yeah.
And even
yeah,
maybe hang out at the farmer's market or,
Somebody can,
yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I'll bring it
Definitely.
back, fill out the survey.
Yeah, well, and we'll give them the surveys or we'll give them the code and they can do it right then and there. I
Yeah.
love that.
Well, and
Okay.
if you've got an iPad, they can do it electronically. Like
Mhm.
I will be unlocking it so that I can enter the paper surveys, so a device could take multiple surveys. I wouldn't broadcast that to like
Got it.
anybody. But if you were gonna go to a farmer's market, you could have your iPad or your phone or whatever and let somebody do the survey and give it to the next, because if they don't have it, because it is a lot simpler to do it electronically
Yeah.
than paper.
Yep.
You know.
It's easier to- if You're standing right there saying, literally, I'm right here, if you have questions, just ask me.
Yep.
Because people get hung up on that, like, oh, I don't really know. what this
100%.
means.
Yep. Okay, so workforce development, we're on question 1.
I say yes to 1, 2, 3. 4, I would,
4, I think, is like a census data question, and it's a really old question. I don't think it needs to be on this.
okay. But I still think that's interesting data to know,
Mhm.
because if we're gonna if we're gonna develop jobs, we're gonna need to know what a majority of our people need to live. But I can guarantee you, no one's gonna be in the $500 to
Oh, 100,
1,000. So that's why I was saying, I would jack that up to like 15, I would make it 1,500, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000.
thank you. I would say the top number needs to be like over 6,000 to 8,000 to live comfortably,
comfortably,
especially if
yes.
you have a spouse or you have
Right.
one child. Let's just put one child
Mhm.
in school age range in there.
Yeah.
That you need to like almost triple
No
that
one can
number.
live on $500 a month.
No.
So we're
No.
gonna say yes, but change the numbers.
Yeah.
Start with 1,500.
I would say start with at least 1,500, maybe even 2,000. What's our average rents around here?
Mhm.
well,
That's-
yeah, but
And that's what I'm
the,
exactly saying, like, you can't
Yeah,
do a
average
mortgage.
rent-
the
around
disabled only
$1,200.
get $923.
Oh, true. That's,
So-
is that the social security
Yeah.
max benefit?
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, so start with 1,000 maybe instead of 500.
Mhm.
Cause if they're getting that, chances are they don't have a house
Right.
payment or their rent's covered.
How important is this question?
I think it's important for when you look at economic development.
When you're looking at
allowing
like
for new
approving a,
jobs.
a bigger factory that's gonna be bringing in higher paying jobs, something to that effect.
A lot of people maybe will answer it, a lot might not.
Yeah.
Because it's nobody's business. They'll
And
think.
I also think
But-
a lot of the answer comes out of your socioeconomic data too, that
Right.
tells us how much people make. But are they able to pay their bills with that?
What's your thought on it?
No, it just, that sometimes gets into, most people know pretty well what they want or what they're doing or what direction and,
Mm-hmm.
I personally don't care for it, but,
You wanna know?
pardon?
I'm cool with it being out too. I mean, she's right. We can get that from our socioeconomic.
Mhm.
data. We don't need to ask people that question.
Do we want that to be a no, or do we just leave it open to if everybody else in the,
On the other commissions.
Mhm.
yeah, everybody else wants it? it's
Yeah,
fine.
you just put a question mark by it. If
Yeah.
it passes, it does.
I would think that same thing about the next two questions
Yeah.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
If everyone else is doing it, let's do it. If not,
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of fluctuations there.
Yep. And lovely number 7. I hate number 7. But
We're
that's
doing
fine.
number 6, I guess.
and question mark.
Mhm.
So
If everyone else is
4,
doing it, we'll
5,
do-
and 6 are.
Yeah.
Correct. Honestly, I don't care about number 7.
Me neither.
We have a
It's
law.
the law.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the law. We have a zone.
Might as well
we
not
have
use
everything.
paper. Might as well not waste paper on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't ask it.
That's how I feel about it too.
Thank you.
I feel it's an
We're
old
still-
question.
we're still alive with it.
You know what? We still have everyone complaining that
Yeah.
there's nothing but potheads out there.
Mhm.
No one's driven by the bar on a Saturday afternoon.
Yeah,
Supervisors.
at 11:20.
I know you do.
So,
And
my
it's
thought
like,
on that is, yeah, I mean, I will, it doesn't matter.
well,
I see
in
it from that money, that revenue
Mhm.
generating perspective. I
being,
know the state.
yeah. But being where I live and where I come from, I've seen the businesses because the city allowed them all in Gaylord. They're sitting there empty. They never
They're already
made,
shutting
I
down.
think it
Yeah.
happened.
and I think it's like boomed and stopped. And we're just kind of gonna sit there until those other licenses expire.
Didn't we approve the
Yeah.
Little Caesars? Out of 23?
Yeah, I don't know
Still
what happened
never
with
done
that.
that.
I think,
Mhm.
I don't know.
I just think the cost to do it is
Yep.
so expensive that
They
they.
can't afford it.
Saturated the market.
Yeah.
Saturated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta sell it for such a high price that nobody wants.
Well, they do for a reason.
Because we don't have them in the township.
You had to have like $200,000
It's so
for it out.
young township.
Yeah, but
So
like
it's- I
again,
mean,
you've got.
it's
to
good
those
that that
licenses
one-
expire to be able to do a new one and.
And
a
I
lot
had
of
heard that
businesses
Mandarin
are
was
sitting
originally
there
supposed to be,
empty.
they closed,
I mean,
he was
that's
selling
not-
to him.
Yeah, I know.
$50,000
And then they got that.
Yeah.
Later.
But do you already allow it in this township?
I don't,
I
What's
bet-
that?
You already allow marijuana in the
Yeah.
township.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's kind of a,
so we wouldn't get that money.
well, you would,
You gotta-
but I
Yeah,
mean,
you're
it's-
getting the money. That's why we allow it.
yeah, that's, you're already allowing it, so it doesn't,
If we-
like
if
this
the
would,
business wants to
this
come
would
here,
be
but-
if you wanted.
We didn't put a
disallowed.
number on the.
We didn't limit it.
You're already
Yeah,
allowing.
Right? Is that a
You
plan?
could
something
apply for
nobody
money
came
for
anyway.
business.
Yep.
We have sign up.
They were
Everything
allowed.
permits, so-
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we approved
Back
that.
up.
Yes,
Yeah, that went up to Little Caesars.
okay, so we're on to housing now,
Housing.
okay,
I think yes.
Mhm.
Keep one.
This kind of goes into that zone. that-
Yeah.
yep. that's
Well,
your
it
current
just becomes a
picture.
whole, like, who's gonna regulate it? How do we
Mhm.
police this?
But I think it would be valid to know what.
To know what they want, yes.
They think it should be.
Yes.
This isn't writing it into the plan. This is
Right.
getting what they, get their thoughts.
Yep.
Yep.
So 2 is a yes.
I say yes.
2, 3, and
2, 3, 4. Oh, yes.
2 and 3 are basically the same question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
just
once
sub
for,
that.
How about
Well-
all rentals? Short-term and long-term, just consolidate that.
But one is for a permit process.
yep, and
the
one
other
is for an
the
inspection process.
So could that be combined into one question?
It can. Yeah, it like 3 and 4 could be combined into all rentals, short and long term would receive an inspection product, cause that,
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys have the, I'm sure you do in the city of Alpena. I know Gaylor does, I know Sheboygan does. Because of the housing crisis, landlords are just not doing anything to their property and jacking the rent. There's basically slumlords that were never slumlords before, but they are now because we can just charge whatever and we don't have to fix anything. And that's where these questions have came from.
See, we have a problem with long-term.
That's what I mean. It's on
Yeah,
long
yes.
terms.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cause people are finding that you can rent it a few weekends a month and, not have to go through all the,
You know, the-
Mhm.
cause if you go through the, Airbnb or the VRBO, then you're for sure getting your money.
so we're gonna.
We'll combine 3 and 4.
so 2. Makes 2
Yeah, I think it needs to be short-term, just generic, or just like short-term.
I would say
rental.
short, just keep it short-term rentals because there is other
Yeah.
short-term rental companies that you can use. Any of them covers it, yeah,
And then 3 and 4 will just combine.
Yep.
for the annual inspection.
Because we don't have a rental program at all, we probably should. But this is asking,
But-
should there be?
Mhm.
Should
I
there
think
be
it's
inspection
generalized,
requirements?
Well, it's just because there's short-term inspection. I don't know. You might pick up the thing. Question is, because I know that's not a.
Oh, I see. I guess maybe I just live with the really nice.
They have
It's
it.
just
really good
asking a
person that
question.
We do annual inspections, we do our annual.
They
Right.
had a
Long-term rental
problem with
inspection.
it,
Right.
so they were gonna. do
But it
that
may
with
just be
the
something, maybe it's something that the
officials
county
here,
ends
there.
up getting all these answers,
but-
and like the whole county is in favor of approving a rental inspection process, so maybe the county puts a rental inspection process in, like, with their building department or something, because I mean, you gotta get building permits from the county, right?
No.
Still.
No,
You know, we do again.
You do your building permit and everything here,
Yeah.
not just the zoning?
Oh.
Wow, okay,
So keep it separate,
okay,
keep them
but the health
separate.
department does the water and sewer, but we do the building portion.
okay, okay. Okay, so number 5. And again, those are all suggestions. Those are stuff that can come in and out, doesn't matter. If you want to know the difference between a single family attached and a townhouse, basically they're exactly the same thing. But in some ordinances, they are wrote as single family attached so that people don't see it as a duplex or a townhouse and go like, oh, I don't want that.
Some people don't hold it.
Yes, I think this needs to be in there.
I agree. Mhm. Number 6.
Yes, that's
Yes.
zoning.
I think we should just get that one.
7, yes, as my vote.
8, yes.
8, yes. 9, yes. Is 10 redundant?
That's
I
it
would
kind of,
think.
yeah,
I think so.
Doesn't need to be in there.
And I think the rest of them are valid questions to ask.
valid.
Why are you?
Yes.
So would
okay.
you have a list of things when, for number 12, why are you moving?
No, that was gonna be a blank one because I don't
Okay.
know what, I mean,
Okay, that's fine.
well, we could put like job opportunity, retirement, and then leave a block. Yeah, we could
Okay.
put
Or
a
other-
few suggestions and yeah.
I think it would just give like a really
Mhm.
good insight, especially not, I mean, it's gonna be great for the township, but I think for that county as a whole. but it's just-
I don't know if I want to.
All right, satisfaction
I
questions.
mean, those are,
Actually, these are some pretty good questions.
but yeah, I like those too, but
We'll start with 1.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
yes.
2.
Yep.
3.
Is it 3 and 1 the same?
Okay. 4.
Yes.
Yes, that needs to stay in there.
Mhm.
5.
Yes.
6.
Change that
Yes.
one.
Those will be each individual. Like, yes or no, yes or no, yes or no.
Yes.
7.
7,
For
yes.
sure.
No, you know what? Let's not rank let's not rank municipal government.
8.
Yes,
9.
yes,
I mean, that's literally what you're doing.
yeah, yeah, 10, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're valid, yeah.
Okay. Ooh, last page.
And then on the zoning, 1, 2, and 3, yes, please leave those in there. That'd just be good feedback for us. What we need to do better.
So public safety, and some of these are a little redundant, but Doug was really big on public safety when we came up with these questions, so.
Do we have a community safety plan? I've never heard of that.
I don't know. if I'm aware.
I don't think we do. Don't ask that question, because if we don't have one, everyone's gonna question us on that.
Right. Kind of how I feel about that.
County has an emergency.
But that's like in the event of an emergency, not like if
Yeah.
the, county sheriff's department goes on strike, state police are gonna, I don't know that we have that plan.
County has something, but I don't remember what it is.
It's probably an emergency management plan.
Yeah, emergency.
So one yes,
1, yes.
2 no,
two no.
2, no.
3,
Yes.
do you hold public service
We-
agencies?
Yes.
Okay,
Our public service agencies do, but it'd be great to know who knows about them. How many
Right.
people know about that?
yep. 4,
Yes.
5,
Everyone's 911, right? We did that a few years ago around
Yeah.
here, right? That everyone's countywide. is 911.
6,
No,
Oh,
7. That's pretty much the same as
it's
4.
that.
Yeah.
Huh,
Oh, we're not doing 6 or 7.
not doing 6 or 7.
8,
I think-
Do we do that? Can you text 911?
I didn't even know you could.
yeah, I think that's-
Montmorency County can, so I'm gonna assume Alpena County can.
It's a good question to ask them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
What if you don't want to call, you're in a situation. you know?
That's
Yeah,
exactly
that's
what
why
I'm
I'm
saying.
saying ordering a pizza.
Yeah.
Well, I know, like, if you hold
Haven't
the
you
side
watched
button
Scary
down, there's a button that if you need help,
Yeah,
Mhm.
on the side, when you hold your side button down, like you're gonna shut your phone off.
yeah. Oh, that emergency thing,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's an emergency one there, but I didn't know that you could
9,
actually
yes.
dial it.
Yeah, I would do 9, yes.
10,
And I think,
Yep,
11,
yep,
12,
yeah,
and I'll do suggestions of time there.
perfect.
13,
Jesus. I mean, I don't know that we,
That's everything.
that's what the emergency manager. is for.
Because this is an emergency shelter, this building.
Mm.
And you're
Oh, it
gonna,
is.
yes, it is. That's why we had to get our generator upgraded.
Leave that in there because I think that's good to know.
mhm.
We need to
Most people
educate on
don't know
that.
it, Yeah,
And then,
Mhm.
yeah, considering the events of California and
Yeah.
Atlanta, Georgia. People are panicked.
For example, kind of like their hurricane paths or whatever, and they're marked by
Right.
signage that. you know,
Correct.
if you need to evacuate, it's a hurricane evacuation route. Clearly, we don't need that here, but
A tornado evacuation route would be smart.
Mhm.
Well, I don't know if that'd be possible, but
no.
No, but just to
hurricane-
mark it outside, like a
Marking it.
tornado shelter or whatever it is, yeah.
Or actually, like, I think what would be really cool is to have some kind of an app or access on a map, like. We have something different under like EMS services that you can mark different things. But it'd be cool to have that available to the public, where you can send that out and you can say, if this is where you live, or this is your area, like, here's where you can go.
I think it's a great idea.
On the
Mhm.
website, the city website, the county websites.
Mhm. So 14,
At 14, is it redundant or should we combine it with 3?
I think it's separate from 3.
It's separate, yep, now that I'm reading it differently, it's, cause I think it's. Do they hold them and then do you think they should hold them? Kind of
Yeah.
Question, yeah, okay, just had to say it. out
Yeah,
loud.
and 14, I think is really important. It goes back to number 5. Doug became really, I don't know if everybody knows who Doug is. Doug is our executive director at NEMCOG. He's also fire chief in Albert Township. Albert Lewiston. 2 years ago this month, they had a fire call. Doug was on duty at the fire department and they're in bed sleeping. There's no call. They heard something knocking on their, so bedrooms are over there, the garage is over there. The guy he was on duty with heard some noise. They went for the door.
People drove.
There was a girl outside knocking on the door. Then the call came in. The house next door was on fire.
Wow.
When the call came in, it was a passerby. By the time they got the ambulance outside and were getting set up and the fire trucks had been dispatched, there wasn't even firefighters suited up yet. The mom drove in. She said, "Where is Addie?" I can't remember. First grader. They pulled her out and she was gone.
Of course.
She wasn't burnt. Fire never touched her. And the teenager, it was her birthday. They were taking the other boyfriend and other girl home. And when she called and said, "Mom, the house is on fire," she said, "Go knock on the fire department." Why would you go? And that's where that question comes from, because so many people don't realize you can't just go knock on the door. You can't go grab that cop. Somebody has to call 911 to dispatch. Even the cop, police officer, whoever it is, has to get on his radio to dispatch help, or the tones don't go out. So that's where Doug really is big on this chapter. He's really big on, do you know you have to call? And we need to get it back in schools because it hasn't been in schools. You know, so that's, I just like to give that history because I don't think people truly understand. I can't just go knock on the fire department. I have to make the phone call. But yeah. Yep. So that's my tidbit. Any questions, comments, concerns? Because I probably don't have many answers, but you can pretend I might. Yeah. When will I be back? Have no idea. When are we gonna have this great big meeting? Have no idea.
Okay.
I meet with Maple Ridge Township tomorrow night. And Astonique, I think, is meeting tonight or tomorrow night. City, what's her, she's a cute little lady at the city, like zoning girl.
Montiel.
Montiel, that's, yep, you knew, the little tiny thing.
Yeah.
She was gonna take care of that meeting. And then sometime February, I'm gonna say end of February, we wanna have that big joint meeting with a representative of the planning and maybe the board as well from each community. We'll probably, I'm gonna say we're probably not gonna do it in the evening. We'll probably set it during the day time, just because it's gonna be probably a bigger involved meeting. But maybe I'm completely wrong and Heather's gonna be over here tonight. I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see. Awesome.
Heather doesn't have any clue. It doesn't matter. I set up my entire month, based on one set of
Good
school
idea, buddy.
sports schedule and found out last night that schedule is completely wrong. So what do you do?
What is that tab, like that notebook?
Oh, this is a Remarkable 2.
Remarkable. Okay. You're now the third person that's talked about it in the last week and
I am just blown away. Yeah,
Remarkable.
the fact that I can erase
Remarkable
it, I
electronic
can
notebook.
send stuff, I can
Are they
connect
right
it
does
to
there?
it send it
OneDrive.
in your handwriting or does it come out typed?
No, I can put it right in my handwriting, like I can,
But can you have it come out typed?
you could.
Okay.
You can put it to.
My
type.
handwriting sucks, so I would like.
Well,
for
but
it-
it's, I mean, if you were
Translate.
to just, like, this is me taking notes instead of having my big portfolio out with a stack of papers trying to go, I have a note here that says, why do I recognize Norm? I don't know. What meeting did it?
Well, I was just
It
gonna ask
used
you
to be-
that. Why do I recognize
I
you?
have
Did
no
you work
idea.
at a bank?
I used to work at PNC years
Yeah,
ago.
that's why I know you. I worked at PNC.
I work at PNC in Lewiston now.
Yep, I worked in Alpena and I was the financial advisor out there.
Okay.
That's why I know you. I knew you looked
Wow,
familiar.
okay, 'cause that's a long time since I closed that, but.
Yeah, we'll trauma bond about it
Yeah,
later.
special place. But yeah, totally worth every penny that my husband nicely spent on me. And
Very
I want to convince Doug, like, this needs to be something we should all have, because I was at Whittemore Tuesday night and this hadn't came in yet. And my husband had drove me, yeah, it's like brand new. He drove me and I don't know if you've ever been to the city of Whittemore.
Oh, yeah.
City of Dearborn?
Whittemore. Same thing.
We don't give you a table, we don't give you, have you stand up, nothing, we expect you just to do whatever. And I'm like, honey, can you hold this?
Whittemore.
Hold it? Can you do this note? I mean, he's taking notes, I'm taking notes. like one digit thing coming tomorrow. I was in Alice Township Thursday night and so I didn't pay, like. okay.
What a nice break. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Just so much easier.
That's awesome.
Like I even while I was sitting here, I downloaded your agenda and that's so I could go through it. Not that being nosy, but I really thought of a Yeah.
We're all buying remarkables tonight, aren't we?
And I almost went with the Kindle just put out like a scribble.
Yeah,
And I, had it looking at it, no, it's dang near the same price and it's brand new to them, like it's not.
in my iPad, my pencil won't work half the time, so it doesn't make any sense for me to use the pencil on my iPad to.
And the only
notes.
thing I don't like is it doesn't have a calendar, but it has a planner template. So I
Oh.
just went through and I made a calendar folder and wrote my planner for now through March. So if we were setting up another meeting, I can do that right now and I got everything on there.
That's handy.
So much, I mean,
How much does that cost?
like $379, but you gotta buy the pen, and I went with the erasable pen instead of the one that you like hit erase. So it was like $4.50 up
Okay.
more. But
But if you're gonna use it for a job like yours, it's worth every
Right.
penny.
that's the whole version that offers you the view color as well for like.
It's like $4,000.
Yeah, I looked at that too.
No, I'm not gonna use, I'm not gonna use.
When you
You're
use
not.
the app,
No, no.
And
I have
anything
15
that you write
employees
in.
and 11
So-
branches.
Yeah.
I have a lot of
So
notebooks.
it really doesn't matter if you're just writing in black. And that's the thing, like I have a lot of notebooks here. And not that I'm not busy enough with this job, I also am the director of religious side for our Catholic.
Oh, yeah.
And community events and liturgical environment, so I have like 7 job titles there also. I can put it all in this stupid thing, and I'm not carrying this notebook and that notebook and that planner and these books.
Yep.
And it has its own cloud,
Oh, perfect.
$2.99 a month.
Get me done.
I paid that much for my Google
Yeah.
Photo Cloud, so
Yeah.
what the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my little quick remark, real thought.
Good. We'll tell them and maybe they'll give you a discount on the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heather,
Or else,
Yes.
thanks for your help and information.
Now, do you, the annual meeting, something, where do I know you are?
I bounce around most areas, been around for a while.
You don't sit on the NUMCOG board,
No,
you didn't come to the annual meeting. Any of the economic development?
I was
stuff?
at, in Lewiston, I went to that meeting.
You went to the Garland meeting?
Yes,
That's why, okay.
okay.
I was there with the little tiny baby most of the
Oh,
time.
okay, now I remember the baby.
Yeah, Birdie came to me like 3 weeks out, maybe, no, 12 days old, I think is how old the baby was, and I'm just like, who's the baby?
Because I commented on the baby.
Yeah.
yeah. We all set?
I'm all set.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
All in favor?
Hey,
Aye.
All opposed?
thanks, ladies
Thank you.
and gents.